What's good? What's good? Good evening, good afternoon. For some of you, it is afternoon where I am. Thank you for being here. And let's get into it. As you see, October 14th has been declared a National Day of Remembrance. I would be remiss if I did not tell you uh, that all of your senators voted on this day. So I hope we all go out and hold up this National Day of Remembrance. Okay, let's get into why we are here. What is going on in the news, Ronnie Q? What is going on? Uh, let me share. Let me share this with you, just in case you are unaware. Let's get into it.
Think about what happened last night to Jimmy Kimmel?
Well, this is misery. And in the world of somebody who is an authoritarian, maybe a dictatorship, sooner or later everyone is going to be touched. But this is me. For 30 years, I did this for a living. So I see this happen. They took care of Colbert. That was rude. That was inexcusable. The man deserves a great deal of credit. He's in the Hall of Fame 9 times. And to be manipulated like that because the Ellison family didn't want to trouble Donald Trump with this move, so they got rid of him. Not only got rid of him, got rid of the whole franchise. You're not going to have to worry about anything, Larry. It's all gone. It's fine. Good night. And then my good friend Jimmy Kimmel. I feel bad about this because we all see where this is going, correct? It's managed media, and it's no good. It's silly. It's ridiculous, and you can't go around firing somebody because you're fearful or trying to suck up to an authoritarian criminal administration in the Oval Office. That's just not how this works.
Tell us what you think about what happened last night to Jimmy Kimmel.
If you guys are not familiar with that voice, that is David Letterman talking about the authoritarian the authoritarian be us being under government rule, authoritarianism. Uh, there you go. Yes, I know the picture is down because I just want to play the volume on these two. And also, at this point, what is really going on in our administration? So what else are they trying to prove other than that they are trying to take away all of our rights? Here we go from Joy and
Watch this.
Reed.
Why are y'all so angry? You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs, even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI, as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about? You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled Black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for Black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go every so often, I go and lurk and look on X Twitter. Y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back and trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-Black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with kids who could give them measles, mumps, and rubella and COVID. That's what y'all wanted. You now have a paradise in Florida where you can get sick, cough on people, let them die of whatever disease you're carrying. It's
but you're silent on the fact that your homeowner's insurance have basically have you had to move out of your home because you can no longer afford to live in Florida because all the insurance companies have left Florida, and the state insurance companies are so high that you can no longer pay your house note and the insurance on said house. You are not complaining about all of this new construction in Florida. It has come to a halt because they no longer have buyers. You're not upset about you losing hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity in homes in Florida. But hey, the children can go to school and catch some nasty disease and bring it home to your own immune compromised immune system and fucking kill you. But okay, but hey, you have what you want. You voted for ignorance. Let's continue.
almost like you've got the pilgrims again that can come and cough on all the natives and take them out. That's what you wanted. You got it. You wanted Florida to be that. It's that. You wanted the United States to be Florida. It's that. But yet you all are still so angry. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't mean to rant and rave, but I am genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what you all are so angry about. And I think I have a suspicion and I have a guess. What you all are angry about is that while you have gotten everything you wanted on the right, we on the other side won't give you love for it. We won't respect you for it. We won't hail you for it. We won't respect you and say, hey, we want to, have you at the Oscars. We want to fet you. We want to make you guys, we want to wrap our arms around you. You want us to embrace you. You don't just want to run us and tell us what to do and tell us what to think and tell us what to read and tell us what history we can have. You don't just want to tell us what to do. You want us to embrace you. What you really want is to sit at our table. You're mad because while you are running the country into the ground, you're destroying your own farmers with tariffs. You're destroying your own farmers by taking away their subsidies that used to go with USAID. You got what you wanted. They've ended the farm subsidies. These are the things y'all asked for. You got your big, beautiful budget. That's what you wanted. Trump gave it right to you. You got your permanent tax. You're still pissed because the left, the other side, the majority, we still cannot stand you. We cannot stand Christian nationalism. We don't want it. And because we will not say we want your Christian nationalism, we embrace your Christian nationalism. We like your Christian nationalism. We like you. Because we won't do that, that's why you're still mad. But guess what we're going to keep on doing? We're going to keep on being moisturized and unbothered, and we're still not going to like it. We're never going to like Christian nationalism. We're never going to accept it. We're never going to be down with it. And our squad is bigger than your squad at the end of the day. We have the Boricuas. We got the Mexican Americans. They done woke up. They said, "Whoo, Lord, let's go ahead and go with these folks." We got the spicy whites. The spicy white folk are with us. They're with us, right? We got the Asian Americans who woken up and said, "Whoa, we better be with them," right? Chinese Americans, they see you. Japanese Americans are like, "You're gonna do internment again? We see you."
South Koreans.
South Koreans are like, "Oh, we see you. Y'all gonna kick the South Koreans out. Now you're gonna cry because Georgia's gonna have a worse economy because you're not gonna get to have the South Koreans teaching y'all to have those high-tech jobs." The South Koreans are like, "Oh well, sure hate it." Africa's like, "We're just gonna do business with each other. We got BRICS. We don't need y'all." Tourists are like, "We don't need y'all." The African Americans, the Caribbean Americans are getting together and said, "Yo, why are we fighting each other?" Caribbean Americans are like, "Yo, we were y'all. We've been in hip hop together. Let's go off." And you're mad at us because we do not want to be with you. This America you want, that's yours, y'all. You keep it. We don't want it.
I love me some Joy Ann Reid. She did not mince words. She didn't stumble. She didn't stutter. She was.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. Hey, Z Sarah, I was wondering if you were okay. It is so good to see you. Regina Myers, I appreciate your support, and I definitely appreciate you being here. Let me see who else. I remember CEO Boss Lady. Thank you for being here. Okay, that's it. So that's it that dropped down. Thank you all for coming. Now, let's get into the news that if you my goals are always to possibly bring you something that you did not know. If I bring you something that you did not know, you are more than welcome to hit my goals because those are always my goals on my channel. If you didn't know, the Senate has approved a bill to make a day of remembrance on October 14th of 2025. Let me, I will, who sponsored this bill? None other than Senator Rick Scott of Florida. You know, Senator Rick Scott of Florida, who had to pay the largest fine for defrauding. I think it was Medicaid, either Medicaid or Medicare. When he had some type of medical billing. Some type of medical company where he overcharged them and basically stole money from either Medicare or Medicaid, and he had to pay the largest fine in history for doing so. This Rick Scott. So what this Rick Scott had time to do was to sponsor this bill. Let's see what bill Rick Scott sponsored. Let me share my screen with you and let you hear why he felt that it was so important that Rick Scott introduced a bill to designate October 14th as a National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. Let's get into this foolishness.
Like most of Americans, my wife Ann and I are completely heartbroken by the tragic loss of our friend and fellow patriot, Charlie Kirk, in a despicable, targeted assassination. This is a devastating loss for his wife, Erica, and their two precious kids, and the millions, including myself, who felt the impact of Charlie's work and were inspired by his devotion to God and his beliefs. Charlie was a good man, a devout husband, father, and friend. His life was shaped by his faith and the idea that in America, debate and discussion are crucial to the betterment of our country. He believed in God, the American dream, the value of family, and the principles of our great nation. I talked to Charlie pretty much every week. I did his shows often. I did his show 2 days before the assassination. We talked about that he was going to be going to another college to visit. I've gone to college to visit, and it's uplifting. But Charlie would go, and he would take anybody's question and have a conversation with them. And he just was the most wonderful person to talk to, and so many people in this country looked up to him. Charlie dedicated his life to the idea that the power of our ideas can not only win the day, but start a movement. And that's exactly what he did. As the founder and executive director of the nonprofit Turning Point USA, he and his team worked to build thousands of chapters across the nation dedicated to educating students about the principles of freedom, free markets, and limited government. Charlie inspired millions of young Americans to be involved in the future of their country and make their voices heard. He traveled to college campuses around the nation to share ideas and talk about them. And Charlie was never afraid to have a conversation. He didn't care if you agreed or disagreed with his ideas. He welcomed the opportunity to respectfully and peacefully debate ideas in the court of public opinion. Unfortunately, Charlie was taken from us in a disgusting act of political violence on September 10th, 2025. But his legacy lives on. Charlie will long be remembered for his love of God, his family, and this great nation, and the impact he had on each and every one of us. We have the opportunity to carry on his memory by believing in the power of ideas, discussion, and the value of our nation. As we mourn this massive loss, let us gather together in our communities and pray for his family and our nation. And let us honor Charlie by believing in the power of our ideas to win the day and leave this nation a better place. I'm proud to have the support of more than 20 of my colleagues to honor Charlie by dedicating his birthday, October 14, 2025, as National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. I want to thank my Senate colleagues for uniting together to honor a great American patriot, leader, and friend. Charlie will be remembered for the profound impact he had on our lives and our nation. October 14th, we will gather together as a nation and pay tribute to his great life. Thank you, Mr. President. Now I yield the floor to my colleague from Tennessee.
Fuck that shit.
Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from New York is
Yeah.
recognized. Mr. Goldman.
Fuck that shit. He has to be out of his.
Gentleman from New York is
had
recognized. Mr. Goldman.
pea brain mouth. Fuck that shit. Let me share with you. October 14th is also, guess whose birthday? George Floyd's birthday. So while they want you to celebrate somebody who they are trying to paint in a different light than what he showed here on this earth, who mocked the death of George Floyd and called him all types of derogatory names, said he was a despicable human being. They want us to celebrate. You notice Joy Reid said she is not going to celebrate. What do they call themselves? Christian nationalists. This is the new. This is the new phrase for white supremacists. Putting the banner of Christian in front of it to make it appear to all of these young, ignorant college students who grew up in the United States school system, who are not half as intelligent as other students all across this nation. All across this world, not this nation. Our nation is fucked as far as our school system and what we teach our children. So then he decides, a 31-year-old man decides that he's going to debate the ignorance of that is in the United States college system. And they say that, oh, he was always willing to hear every side of the story. No, he was trying to influence these students. If he cared so much about speaking to college students, why did he drop out of his community college? And now he's going to these college students as if he even has anything to debate with them. Okay. Let me So, if you uh, want to recognize that day, kind of like when we got together and we recognized Target was coming for the black customer who had supported them. Make sure if you want to observe October 14th, make sure that you say it loud and and proud that you are observing George Floyd, because whatever you want to say about George Floyd, we all saw what happened to him. They didn't even bother. He wanted to do it hands on. He wanted to really feel what he was doing, and he wanted to look in the faces of the people who stood by, like there is nothing you can do about it. He didn't use a weapon. He used his knee to choke the life out of a black man, and as if it was okay, looking people in the face while he did it. And if there's nothing that you want to celebrate about George Floyd, you need to celebrate the fact that that is the first time that a cop was indicted and got at least 20 years in jail for doing this. That is what you need to celebrate. In the first time in my history, that is the first time that this wasn't explained away. Oh, he moved and he was trying to control him. That's the first time that somebody actually got a sizable we see cops get 2 years, 5 years out after 1 year, 11 years, 15 years, all of this type of stuff. I do believe he should have gotten way more time than he got, but the time that he got is way more than I have ever seen a cop get. So since they want to observe October 14th, let's observe October 14th for George Floyd being death mattering enough that they could not sweep it under the carpet. They had been so emboldened in their hate and their ability just to unalive us for no reason and make up a bullshit story afterward, and it didn't work. October 14th, let's observe the George Floyd Day. That's what I want. Now, let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, free thinker. And the same Christian nationalists mock how George Floyd died and no one fired them. Can't stand these idiots. Coincidence. Isn't it funny? Isn't that funny how that worked out? They want to whitewash Charlie Kirk as some savior, but hey, y'all want to whitewash Charlie Kirk as some savior, and we will observe October 14th as George Floyd Day. But see, what they don't want to tell you. What did I tell you about the white power hand sign? What did I tell you about the white power hand sign? Now, the amazing Lucas went on Pierce Morgan's show the other day, and the first thing that he was met with was, you posted up these memes. I think that they're despicable. I think that they're despicable. And the amazing Lucas said, well, I like dark humor, and I got used to dark humor behind all of the memes that were posted up behind George Floyd, behind Breonna Taylor, the Trayvon Martin challenge, the the Tamir Rice challenge. I got used to about 10 years of disgusting memes. So I'm wondering, has there ever been a time where these meme posters, these people who shared these memes, had came on Pierce Morgan's show, and that's the first thing that they were questioned about? And he even said, yes, I remember some of those memes. He had to admit that he remembered some of those memes. But what about this? Who's not familiar? Now, this is one of the memes that was posted. say what it's whatever. He said out of his own mouth that he believes that a certain amount of people need to die from gun death to be able to have a gun to protect all the rest of your rights. He believed this himself. So with his death, more people are allowed to have guns to protect their own rights. So what's the problem? But look at that hand gesture. Look at this hand gesture. Nobody's saying anything about his hand gesture. Everybody is ignoring his thumb and index finger cropped in a circle, and his three fingers in the air. And nobody is opposing how he makes sure that his three fingers in the air, his wrist is turned so it resembles a W. If you don't know what that gesture is, that is the white power hand gesture. But nobody has anything to say about that. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for that super sticker, Z Sarah. I just wanted, hey soul sister, it is good to see you. Nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to pretend like these Christian rights are some religious flock of people. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay, so while I'm here, let me also share with you a couple of the links. I mean, who was on there? Jillian Michaels, that swimmer who always is talking about trans people, another comedian, and then they brought Jeffree Star on later. Let me give you a couple of little clips that I found quite interesting. I'm glad that I can share this with you. He put them into shorts. You remember Jillian Michaels, who tried to say that only 2% of people owned slaves, like it was such a small part of American history. How many slaves could be owned by 2% of the American people? Well, half of the American people didn't own any slaves. So the simple point that you even counted the slaves in the census to then get to the slaves not owning slaves because they were slaves, and all the northern states didn't own slaves. You counted all of these people to say the slave owners in the South only owned 2% of slaves in the population based on the census. Okay, so let's see how that worked out with Jillian Michaels. You it was a very interesting. It was very interesting. Let me play some. Let me play a couple of shorts from that show. You can go over there and watch it if you want. Here we go.
When we saw Erica Kirk, she had a moment to speak for unity within the country, left and right, and she chose to fundraise. She then chose to use the scripture and talk, very nicely of her, past husband. And I understand that. But by that same token, there are people who were absolutely harmed by the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk put out, and that rhetoric actually codified in many cases in many states. So I think it's abhorrent and actually perverse to expect people who were harmed by his rhetoric, harmed by someone who had anti-black, anyone who wasn't white and Christian in his perspective. I think it's perverse to try and criticize those people or try and make them seem as if they're the bad guys when we saw Erica Kirk, she had a moment.
Hey, now, you see Jillian Michaels sitting up there with her eyes closed and her face so tight because Jillian Michaels just got that work. Jillian Michaels tried to sit up there and I can explain that. I can thoroughly explain that. All of the quotes that they were bringing up that was said out of his mouth, and she wanted you to believe it wasn't what he meant, and she was the of the great. I can explain that for her. She actually even had the nerve to invite the amazing Lucas on her show if he wanted to discuss something. He said, "I'm discussing it now." And, I can give you a platform to a man who has his own platform. She thinks that she is the one who needs to give him a platform, and he's supposed to be like, oh, you gonna give me a platform? I ain't gonna talk so bad about you. You gonna allow me to be in front of your audience like you came on what is her name? Uh, what is her name? Like you went on CNN on Abby Phillips' show and said that you had all the information. Come to find out, you went to the White House and got you some talking points, bitch. He has his own platform. Now, yesterday, he said, yeah, I'll go on her platform. I hope he doesn't. I hope he invites her to his platform and get some more of that work. But let me show you this. Now, the wife has been named the president of Turning Points USA. Okay, so let's get into this little portion.
I don't think I
mean,
need
on
any
its
litigation
face,
from a woman who tried to downplay slavery.
abjectly.
I don't think I
mean,
need
on
any
its
litigation
face,
from a woman who tried to downplay slavery, who tried to all lives matter slavery after
wanna
she
discuss
purchased a
that?
black child. That's what I would
Purchased
argue.
the black child. Because the reality of the situation is that what I gave you, whether you like it or not, is a fact from the 1860 census. And
It
the point was not
literally
to
is not a fact.
downplay
It
slavery.
is actually a bastardization
is.
of actual history. So to try and implement or to say this all lives matter when it comes to slavery, which is abhorrent and in extreme contradiction to American history, especially in this country as chattel slavery as Black Americans, is abhorrent and perverse, especially you, who is the mother of a Black child, who she purchased.
Right.
Other who purchased.
Abjectly.
I don't think I
mean,
need
on
any
its
litigation
face-
from a woman who tried to downplay slavery, who tried to all lives matter slavery.
Okay, so you have to understand. Hold on one second. You have to understand that he was met with some means that he displayed, not unlike a lot of people in the United States, but he was supposed to feel embarrassed and ashamed about him doing what everyone else in the United States was doing with no with nobody chastising them. So that's how he was introduced. And she was when she had the chance to talk after him, she was just, oh, I'm just so appalled. And she actually lied on him and the other man there. She said, that's all you guys do is call names. You called us racist. You called us fascists. They called zero names. But Jillian Michaels wanted to sit up there and be a victim. She actually accused him of defamation because he said that you purchased your child. And she said, I did not. That's not true. That's a lie. He said, you didn't pay any money when you adopted that child? And she said, well, I paid for a case study. And he said, I paid the adoption agency. He said, exactly. So how is that defamation? Oh my God. He had her out of her body and her jaws were tight and shut. She did not want to fuck around. Let me show you one more clip that I enjoyed. This is they bring now they have this panel on, and then all of a sudden they bring on Jeffree Star. He said he did not realize that Jeffree Star was going to be on there. He's over to the side. They had just bought him up, and hear how that went.
Started to say the N-word and call black women nappy-headed.
You don't want the
I know
answer.
this can't be the same Jeffree Star.
Let me answer you.
I've never said that.
MLK.
Please stop lying.
You don't.
We literally
want
have it on
the
video.
That's all they've
answer.
done this.
Will you beat that nigger? Shut up, you fucking nigger bitch.
I've never said that.
Also, is this the same
What he
Jeffree Star that said
criticized-
N-word
Let me
and called black women
answer you.
nappy-headed?
You don't want the
I know
answer.
this can't be the same Jeffree Star.
Let me answer you.
I've never said
about
that.
MLK.
Please stop lying.
You don't.
We literally
want
have it on
the
video.
That's all they've
answer.
done this.
Will you beat that nigger? Shut up, you fucking nigger bitch.
I've never said
about
that.
Also, is this the same
What he
Jeffree Star that said the
criticized-
Now, you see, Jillian Michaels is in her feelings, trying to explain what you heard with your ears come out of Charlie Kirk's mouth isn't what he meant. And I know what he meant. No, bitch, nobody, everybody heard it. Nobody needs you to I was gonna say niggas explain. Nobody needs you to clan-splain it to us. Nobody needs your clan-splaining about what he said. We're clear on what he said, and we're clear on the intent and the intentions behind what he said. So she's still trying to explain. She was pressed. She was hard pressed. After the Jeffree Star interaction, where he sat up there and lied, it was about 2-3 minutes went by discussing other things. He was invited to add something to the story. The only thing that he had to add to the story, I never said that. I never said what he said. I said, and you see it right there on video. So these people just lie just to lie. They try to make it. Try to make you believe that they are your saviors. Try to make you believe that what you know and what you feel and what you see them do is not that. It's something wrong with you. So October 14th is George Floyd Observance Day. I hope you guys join us. Now, any questions? Clan-splain. Nobody needs that. Okay, so I have a couple of more things. I don't have that much I want to share with you today. We do know that Jimmy Kimmel was fired because 4547 actually was on his airplane and said that that was a good thing, and that other people need to be fired as well. And so I showed you yesterday where the FCC chair acted like he was Tony Soprano and said that Disney could do this the easy way or they could do it the hard way, and if not, the FCC would be able to basically get Kimmel off the air. Now, this is the same president that signed an executive order to not limit free speech. Now, where is this? I also have something that I put up here yesterday. This is a statement from him. Great news for America. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. It is suspended indefinitely. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel has zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert, if that's possible. That leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC's. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC. President DJT. Do what? So he's telling NBC, fake news NBC, to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers. He's telling them they need to do it. Now, what you I did not know this when I played the FCC chair saying that either Disney need to do something or they would do something to get him off the air. I didn't have the understanding I talked to you about St. Clair Media, these affiliates that run these shows in local markets, how St. Clair owns a whole lot of local news stations, and all of the news stations all across the country are on a script of what they will report in the news and how they will report it. See, this is why it is so horrible that all of these companies are allowed to merge like this. This is why it is so bad, because you have your local news affiliates all across the United States having to go on script based upon and St. Clair is another conservative network. So now you have all across the country, all of your small news stations having to read off of the script of the one who holds their jobs. That's why. That's why it is always good to have competition, because when you have competition, you can change the channel. But they are making sure that you are not going to be able to change the channel. Not only is St. Clair, there's another, I forget the name of this other company, who is also have a big market in these smaller in these smaller stations. So what I didn't know yesterday is this other company, they have something pending before the FCC. The same FCC that wanted to pretend like it was the subsidiaries who had gotten complaints from the viewers about the horrible things that Jimmy Kimmel said. And I played for you yesterday. I played for you the day before yesterday what Jimmy Kimmel said. Jimmy Kimmel exposed 4547 of not being concerned about Charlie Kirk's death when he was asked how he was holding up. He said, "Oh, I'm all right. And look at the trucks over there. The beautiful ballroom is going to be larger than before." And he gives zero fucks. Their spin on how important this person was has already been put out here. You fools are carrying it away. I got bigger fish to fry. I got bigger fish to fry, basically was what he said. So the FCC chair says that he's getting, the subsidiaries were getting all of these complaints, and they are going to have to do something. Why are they going to have to do something? Because what you did not say is that one of those subsidiaries has a issue pending before you. Why? To merge more companies. Why? To make more money. So what Disney decided to do, they decided that they want this merger bad, than they want the United States citizens to stand up to people who are trying to squash their First Amendment rights. So what Disney did, they got rid of Kimmel. Now, it is being reported that the actual CEO allegedly had a fondness for Kimmel, and he still fired him. Now it is being stated that people high up in Disney want Kimmel back. It is being reported that there was a meeting between Disney executives and Jimmy Kimmel and his attorney, where they said they will have him back if he just toned it down a bit. It wasn't toned up. It wasn't toned up. If you just tone it down a little bit, and we tone it down a little bit, will be not talking about the dear leader. The dear leader was on his aircraft today and said that all they do is talk about him, and they shouldn't be allowed to do that. The comedians, he tried to act as if these comedians on these late shows are news broadcasters, but on these junk shows that go on Fox News, that where they try to present themselves as newscasters, nobody ever has anything to say about them. Brian Kilmeade just said that The mentally ill and homeless should be euthanized, involuntarily euthanized, just kill them. But there is no pushback. There is no calls from the citizens about that. The FCC is not talking about taking Fox News off the air. No, they're not doing that. So let's be clear. Disney folded for money. Disney folded for their merger with the overt threat on air that the FCC chair gave Disney about their pending merger. We can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. He said that on air. So let me share with you what Eric Swalwell had to say about that. Where is Eric Swalwell? Save your paperwork, Eric Swalwell wants the FCC chair to know, because as much as the presidency, the House, the Senate is controlled by Republicans, if 45-47 doesn't get rid of voting, there may become a time when the Democrats are in control of holding hearings, of putting people under oath, and he told him basically to save your receipts, bitch. So let's check this out.
Anyone involved in these dirty deals, get a lawyer and save your records, because you're going to be in this room and you're going to be answering questions about the deals that you struck.
For as long as I'm able to, I will repeat, I'm going to be here on YouTube, on Facebook, on the internet, providing what I believe to be passionate, sometimes bombastic political commentary, my opinion about things, in the face of a very real threat to shut down dissent, to shut down joke making about Donald Trump, to shut down mockery of the dear leader. After all, that's why I'm wearing my my North Korean propaganda outfit today, right? So please subscribe if you're not subscribed to this channel, if you watch my content with any regularity, if you appreciate the First Amendment of the United States Constitution and our, for now, right to say the things we want to say that are critical of this administration. Because it could be going away. I'm going to have to find some kind of an alternative out there, maybe my own website, I don't know. But I'm nervous about it. So please support independent media just by subscribing. It's free. Go over to the Facebook page and like and follow there. Eric Swalwell is a leader in a way that we need in this moment. And he has his eye on the ball. Yesterday in committee, he sent a message to Brendan Carr. He tweeted about it, but then he also, I got a video clip of him. And he's telling Brendan Carr, look, we're going to have the majority here after the midterms. And we're going to have subpoena power, and we're going to have investigatory power in a way we don't have it now, being in the minority. So you need to lawyer up, Brendan Carr. We're going to find out what role you had to play in using the weight of the federal government to get Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely suspended. We're going to find out exactly what role you had to play in the firing and the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show. We're going to find out. Eric Swalwell tweeted this: get a lawyer, Brendan Carr, FCC, and save your documents. In a dim majority, your ass is going to be a witness in the witness chair for a long time. It's all coming out, all of your corrupt deals. And you might say, well, how does he know? Why does he even suspect that Brendan Carr had any role to play in this private corporation, this public company, but a private business, who they hire, who they fire, and what they allow to be broadcast on their air? You might ask that question. And I think it's a valid question. And all we have to do is look at the tweets, the motivations, the public accounting of Brendan Carr and what he has said. First of all, I shared this the other day. This is from Brian Stelter. I asked FCC Chair Brendan Carr if he had any new comment now that ABC has pulled Jimmy Kimmel's show, and he sent me this gif. Raise the roof. Jimmy Kimmel has been indefinitely suspended. Raise the roof, says the supposed to be arbiter of truth, non-biased FCC chairman. And you might say, well, that's just Brian Stelter saying that he used this gift. We don't know that he actually did. How do you know that Brendan Carr's the guy who likes to reply with gifts? And I would say, stop giving these people the benefit of the doubt. Because this person, Druid Dude on the Nazi Twitter, said this was all in Project 2025, by the way. To which Brendan Carr answered with this Jack Nicholson tweet from, I think, the movie Anger Management. Yes, it.
Now let that sink in. Let that sink in. He does a devious smile in agreement in regards of this all being a part of Project 2025. You know, a lot of people forgot about Project 2025 as all of the mandates of Project 2025 are being handed down on us as American citizens, as all of our rights are being tested and pulled back with the support of this right-wing Supreme Court, I might add. So hold your receipts. Make sure you have all your receipts. Brendan Carr.
It is a part of Project 2025. Yes. Remember the Project 2025 that Donald Trump disavowed. Remember when Anna Kasparian scolded everyone? Donald Trump said he doesn't know anything about Project 2025, guys. Come on, guys. Once again, as an aside, the people who got the thing so wrong, the thing that was so easy to see, the people who got it so wrong, you can ignore them now. You can disregard their opinion into the future. Because if you get something that fucking big wrong, that's something that obvious wrong, you are no longer credible, Anna Kasparian and the rest of the horde of morons. Now, let's get back to Brendan Carr. Eric Swalwell will be in a position to subpoena documents, to compel the testimony. Already, just based on oversight, they have the power to do so. But with the Democratic majority in the House of Representatives, and I pray to God, a majority in the Senate, we will be able to impeach, we will be able to remove, we will be able to have the power of governance, taking back, clawing back control over 1/3 of the United States government and a co-equal branch to that of the executive. Because right now, there is no oversight. It's just protect Donald Trump at all costs under Mike Johnson and the rest of these morons. So here's Eric Swalwell in committee with his tribute to Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel Live hat on, explaining to Brendan Carr, who I'm sure is listening, that you better lawyer up.
So I want to make it clear, there's going to be a Democratic majority in just over a year. And to the FCC chairperson and anyone involved in these dirty deals, get a lawyer and save your records, because you're going to be in this room and you're going to be answering questions about the deals that you struck and who benefited and what the cost was to the American people because that happened.
And when we find out that the government played a role in the firing, of the squelching of someone's free speech, of the violation of someone's individual liberties and constitutional rights, there will be hell to pay through impeachment and removal. And you might say to yourself, well, how do you know, based just not on tweets, but anything else? What has Brendan Carr said? Well, Brendan
Let's hear it from him in his own
Carr,
words.
before it was even announced that Jimmy Kimmel had been fired, he went on with Benny Johnson, the unregistered foreign agent for Russia, the recipient of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from Vladimir Putin himself at the Kremlin to promulgate, to promote, to distribute Kremlin propaganda. So he ran, the FCC chairman ran to Benny Johnson's show, and this was how they opened the segment with Brendan Carr. Remember this after you watch it.
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for being on our program. This is something that obviously has concerned a great many number of people about Jimmy Kimmel's monologue. What does the FCC's stance on this? Certainly is a heightened moment in American history where you do not want to see copycats, you do not want to see further radicalization, but by slandering and maligning and distorting what happened to Charlie Kirk, Jimmy Kimmel seems to be inviting it.
Yeah, well, first of all, Benny, I don't think, you and I haven't had a chance to.
Let's be clear. Jimmy Kimmel didn't slander or malign Charlie Kirk at all. The reason why 4547 is upset is because he played that clip when he was asked how are you getting along after the death of your good friend Charlie Kirk, and he said, "Oh, look at the ballroom. Look at the beautiful ballroom over there." That's why. This is why all of this is going on. Let's be clear. Because he talked about the fake grief that 4547 have all of these right wing nut job panties in a bunch about, where he could give two shits about it.
To talk yet since Charlie Kirk's death, and I think I was going to join everything that you've been saying about Charlie, his life, an amazing man. I think what was so revealing in the last few days is, I think what dawned on so many people is that, everyone, I think, knew that Charlie Kirk had said something kind to them, had lifted them up when they were at, either a low point in their career or at no point in their career. When you saw so many.
Listen about this angel of Charlie Kirk. That's why they don't want history books in our classroom. Revisionist history. Would you listen to this bullshit? Everyone he has said kind words about. Those good kind words, please. We know the whole list of things, of disgusting things that was said about non-white men.
People conveying their stories with Charlie, you saw a sort of a connection across hundreds and thousands of people that you knew he meant something to you, but you didn't know that he had somehow found the capacity to be that sort of meaningful inspiration for so many people. I think that's why there's sort of a dawning on people and a reflection in the last couple of days that's been so meaningful to see. When you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. As you've indicated, there are avenues here for the FCC. So there are some ways in which I need to be a little bit careful, because we could be called ultimately to be a judge on some of these claims.
Jimmy Kimmel is not even talking about Charlie Kirk as an individual. He's talking about the right wing. He's not talking about, now he's saying that Jimmy Kimmel said all of these bad things about Charlie Kirk. And you see, he is not saying anything about Charlie Kirk as an individual. Let's go to where they're playing what Jimmy Kimmel said that night.
It appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. As you've indicated, there are avenues here for the FCC. So there are some ways in which I need to be a little bit careful, because we could be called ultimately to be a judge on some of these claims that come up. But I don't think this is an isolated incident. I mean, you go back to Representative Swalwell, and he had a tweet out last.
I need to be careful because we will ultimately be the judge on some of these claims. The claims that Disney want to merge with these smaller with this smaller subsidiary. You may he admitted that he may wind up being the judge. So I have to be careful, but you're not going to be careful.
Conduct possible. As you've indicated, there are avenues here for the FCC. So there are some ways in which I need to be a little bit careful, because we could be called ultimately to be a judge on some of these claims that come up. But I don't think this is an isolated incident. I mean, you go back to Representative Swalwell, and he had a tweet out last week where he was saying that, emphasizing that Charlie Kirk's killer was a straight white male from a Republican family that voted for Donald Trump. In some quarters, there's a very concerted effort to try to lie to the American people about the nature, as you indicate, of one of the most significant, newsworthy public interest acts that we've seen in a long time. And what appears to be an action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person. If that's what happened here with his conduct, that is really, really sick.
Which isn't your purview, FCC chairman.
And also, if Jimmy Kimmel is wrong about it, prove he's wrong about it. Because nobody has, there has been a whole lot of, Marjorie Taylor Greene sat up there and said that he was Antifa and he was this, that, and the other. What about all of these pronouncing of what he was radicalized by the left? There has been no proof to any of that. No proof offered. No proof asked to be offered by this for-profit media. But we are just to understand. Well, we know he was radicalized by the no, we don't know that. We know that you are saying that, but we don't know that, and you have not offered to prove that. So if you just ain't came out here and shown all the connections to the left, if you had it, you'd be out here saying, we have this, we have that, and we know that he was radicalized by the left. But curiously, there is no offer to prove any of this. They're just saying that. Kash Patel, over the FBI, said that he can prove what was in the letter that no longer exists. So if you think that they had proof that he was radicalized by the left, that bumbling cockeyed idiot wouldn't have already told you what they had that connected him to being radicalized by the left? Do you think? No. Because they know they never have to prove anything. 4547 comes out 2 times a week and say prices have not gone up, and inflation has not gone up, and prices are still lower than they were under Biden. He comes out and says that shit with a straight face. And nobody in the media say no, that's not true. Do you know what beef was selling for and what it's selling for now? When was the last time you've made a purchase? Okay. So I think that's it for him.
You are not allowed to restrict the free speech rights of an American citizen or any other inhabitant of this country.
Just because you sit in the FCC and you can snatch licenses, you cannot. Just because you sit in the FCC and you can snatch licenses, you cannot. Just because you sit in the you cannot snatch the license from a company behind protected free speech. Okay, so let me go here with you. Now, this is how I found out that there was a pending deal with Disney on the Abby Phillips show last night. This is where I found out about this pending deal that is before the FCC. Let's take a listen. Let me get through the preview. He always does a little preview. I want to get to the main part. Couch Politics, a great channel.
And he was spreading falsehoods about and want to get their revenge. This will just blow up in their face. I'll get into that. I'll get into why in a bit. Let's get into this segment.
In a stunning development tonight, ABC has dropped Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely after comments he made after Charlie Kirk's assassination. Now, before we get into this, listen to the comment in question that ABC and the administration think crossed the line.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between.
Now, I want you to listen to where he says such horrible things about Charlie Kirk, as you just heard that FCC lying chair said in the previous clip. Let's listen for where he says anything disgusting or anything about Charlie Kirk as a human being, in being specific about anything about Charlie Kirk as a person. Okay.
The finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. Okay. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. It's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Now, this happened on Monday night before prosecutors released the charging documents and the evidence, which included text messages about the shooter's motive. But it was today that the Trump administration threatened ABC over Kimmel's remark.
They have a license granted by us at the FCC, and that comes with it an obligation to operate in the public interest. And we can get into some ways that we've been trying to reinvigorate the public interest and some changes that we've seen. But frankly, when you see stuff like this, I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Now, the irony in all of this is that the news comes just 24 hours after MAGA blasted the Trump administration for threatening to crack down on free speech. Journalism professor Jeff Jarvis is here with us at the table. He's the author of the Gutenberg Parenthesis. Scott Jennings, you were at this table last night and you defended free speech. Tonight, we are seeing the FCC chairman explicitly threatening a company over speech that they don't like. You're good with it or not?
Well, I mean, Jimmy Kimmel's still free to speak. He just isn't necessarily free to do it on ABC, which obviously made a business decision. I see everybody rushing to blame the administration for this tonight. But you had Nexstar, which owns a bunch of ABC affiliates, and Sinclair Group, which owns...
Nexstar. That is the group that has something in front of the FCC with a merge. Nexstar. I couldn't remember the name of the other company. Now, he think that he said a funny, he has free speech, but he can't use it. Who did they go after first in Germany? They went after the comedians first. You hear the thing that hurt him the most is that he bought a audience, a light to how all of this famed, I'm so broken up, 45, 47, couldn't even pull it off because God forbid the attention be on anyone else other than himself. God forbid that. Even in grief, that we want the world to know that the whole American citizenry should be so upset about. Let's continue.
A bunch of ABC affiliates saying they were mad about what he did. I'm sure it generated massive numbers of viewer complaints into the affiliates. A smart TV person said the only...
You're sure? You don't sound like you're sure. It sounds like you're saying you're throwing that out there as a dog whistle. I'm sure that there were plenty citizens complaints. If you were sure, you would say, I know for a fact that there were plenty complaints. I'm sure that there were plenty complaints. I'm sure that Z Sarah wasn't over here because she was basking in the sun on some beach somewhere. I'm sure. No, I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of any of that. Z Sarah, were you basking in the sun on some beach somewhere?
Thing you can't do in TV is piss off the affiliates. And I think that's what they did.
So then why did Brendan Carr have to say, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way? And then he went on to say that they can either censor Jimmy Kimmel or the FCC will have more work to do. And as you may know, Nexstar has business before the FCC. They have a deal to purchase another TV group, Tenga, for $6.2 billion. In order to do that, they need Brendan Carr to say, yes, you may own more TV stations than is legally allowed right now. So there's clear influence.
This link, of course, is under Follow the Money in my description box. Follow the money.
Happening from the FCC over this. It could have been a business decision if he had just left it alone, but he didn't leave it alone.
Well, but I mean, what the hell did Jimmy Kimmel even say there? He literally said nothing wrong. And then he made a joke about how Trump doesn't give an F about anyone but himself. I mean, these people are such little crybabies, such little snowflakes. I have no idea what he did there.
Okay, I don't want to hear Scott Walker talk about how this was a decision, a business decision, more. I want to hear from this gentleman. The link is in my description box under Follow the Money. Come on now.
Table and collapse it because we have the Ellisons, $1 million blackmail to the administration happened with Paramount and the $16 million.
Consistently problems with this.
Let's look at the larger context here. So let's look at the larger context here. We have the history of what happened with Paramount and the $16 million blackmail to the administration to do its merger. We have ABC and the $15 million blackmail to the administration in that case. So it's already happened before. Now let's put the elephant right there square on the table and collapse it. Because we have the Ellisons, who now control Viacom and Paramount together, talking about trying to buy this company and trying to buy and control CNN on top of what they're doing with CBS, with this kind of backup from the Federal Communications Commission at the same time that President Trump has just done a sweetheart deal, we hear, with the Ellisons and Mark Andreessen to take over TikTok. That is an incredible control of media left in this country. And the only good news I see, I hate to say this to my friends here at CNN, is that mass media are dying. So they're taking the last of these vestiges of institutions that matter, of the Tiffany Network, of CNN, and they're trying to turn them into propaganda organs under threat from the head of the FCC, who does have some measure here. So this is not just a business decision. This politicians.
They are. There's to be funny on late night television.
This is authoritarian.
I'm sorry.
Now, he got a deal with TikTok from his buddies. Elon Musk is over X, and now he's going to get. In this deal, it will encompass CNN as well. So you already see CNN is not asking any questions, doing any pushback. It's just letting the right come on and vomit a bunch of bullshit on their channel with not zero questions. And okay, we have to go to a commercial break now. We already see that is going on. We already see that there's always Scott Jennings or that big bald head guy on here laughing about shit that's not funny and saying shit that you know he doesn't even take seriously. You already see they already if they are going to display what the left is saying. They have these silly men on here saying silly shit that they don't even believe in. Oh, well, it's a business. Oh, well, it's a business. But what about all the other stuff that he entailed? How all of these businesses are trying to merge for billions of dollars, and these mergers are dependent upon having to go be approved by 45, 47, and this next merger has to be approved by the FCC. But you notice these silly men who they always presented on CNN just ignore those facts because they have nothing to combat those facts. This is where I saw this at. Is there any more? There's a little bit more from this lady right here.
Against the New York Times that essentially this administration has tried to control what the media is saying and doing. And we just saw that this week with the New York Times. The New York Times, there is a lawsuit against the New York Times that essentially they don't like the way that they're covering Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not like that. He has done it with.
Okay. And I have breaking news. That lawsuit against the New York Times was thrown out of court. These people, they just throw millions of dollars at 15, 16 millions of dollars at Donald Trump, and he keeps his foot on the gas, on their asses, and knowing what they have coming before him and his administration. Meanwhile, the New York Times fought it, and the judge threw that bullshit out of court. He was mad about the story that they did. I believe it was the birthday book that he said didn't exist or some bullshit. It was thrown out of court.
ABC, he has done it every step of the way. And this is just another way that he is doing it. And I will say it is impacting the media. Trump is successful. There are reporters in newsrooms who are terrified to report anything that could criticize the president because they could get a lawsuit slapped on them. And this isn't about any specific network or any specific newspaper.
Or be a black columnist fired by the Washington Post.
That's correct. And so what you're seeing is that it is sending a chilling effect. It is sending a chilling effect across the media, which it is intended to do by this administration in order to silence them.
You use the phrase propaganda, Professor, and I just have to ask you, what do you consider what Jimmy Kimmel was doing every night, or what Stephen Colbert was doing by having on only Democratic guests? Jimmy Kimmel Monday night.
Comedy. That's what they were doing. Comedy. They are not a news program. They are there to give comedy. Okay. Hey, Danielle. Daniel Berry, Sports and Highlight. It is good to see you. Now, this is under Follow the Money. I have one more. Richard Wolf. I think his name, is it Richard Wolf? I think it's Richard Wolf. Now, the real reason ABC bowed to Trump to 45-47 on Kimmel, Michael Wolff. This is the guy who was I think he did a autobiography on Trump, and he was about he has a lot of interview notes with Epstein. Michael Wolff. Let me see where I want to go. I don't want to hear about the dinner. Let me see. Where do I want to go? Here we go. I don't know why it's buffering so much. Ugh. I apologize. I do not know why it's buffering like this. Well, I may not be able to show this one.
Nothing, there's no pretense here. They have made this announcement. J.D. Vance is out there shilling for this, but Trump too has made it clear we are going to go after the leftist media, leftist speech. So, and I don't, and the way they went after Kimmel in this instance is that the FCC chair started to started to object to this, and that spread to affiliates. Affiliates are the television stations that carry the Kimmel show. One of the big affiliates is in the middle of a merger, which they will need approval from.
That's Nexstar.
From the Trump administration. So therefore, they immediately came out and said, yes, we're not going to carry the Kimmel show. And then Disney, who owns ABC, the network that Kimmel is on, then they immediately announced this indefinite suspension, and that would have come from the top, from the CEO, Bob Iger. And, and it's, I mean, you have to step back and say, here's Bob Iger, the billionaire CEO of the most powerful entertainment company in the world, immediately, with hardly a second thought, cowering before the desires of the Trump administration.
Or is this a CEO making a very practical decision that his stock has underperformed the S&P? He can't afford to lose Nexstar as an affiliate, or indeed Sinclair, which is another affiliate. Both Nexstar and Sinclair are conservatively led, and he's making a pragmatic business decision.
Well, I think it's the same thing, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I mean, he realizes that the ire of Donald Trump will be bad for business. And so therefore we submit to that. Now, I mean, it used to be not that long ago that media companies, because they are media companies, because they have to maintain no matter their shareholders' interest, there is their audience interest. There are many other stakeholders in a media company, and they have to maintain credibility. If you lose that, then you lose the store, would have been the old rationale on this. In this instance, now if you lose Donald Trump, you lose the store.
I would be fascinated to be a fly inside Bob Iger's inbox this morning. Also a man in his 70s, also a man who gave up power and gave up being CEO and then came back after a famous battle with the guy he put in to replace him, Bob Chapek. One of the reasons he gave for...
Not a name that many people remember at this point, but very good.
Well, but one of the reasons and one of the rationale for Bob Iger coming back was that Disney was beginning to lose the creative community. The creative community, for the most part, loved Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel is a rare late-night television politician who actually lives in LA. He makes pizza at home with Bob Iger. They are personal friends.
Also, let me point out that he's one of the few late-night comedians who has been able to maintain the comic edge about Donald Trump. Other late-night comedians have veered off into outrage, and Kimmel has managed to maintain his focus on the absurdity.
Well, there's also Jon Stewart and John Oliver, right?
I think they're in outrage territory. Not that I would necessarily fault them. I mean, that's where we're all going to end up. But the ability to maintain that focus on absurdity is a comic touch, which I think Kimmel deserves an enormous amount of credit for.
Well, what's also interesting is that Kimmel is very much thought of, I think, at Disney or ABC as a team player. I mean, this is the guy that hosts the Oscars when nobody else will. I've been to the upfronts, the big ad festival, where the TV companies turn up and sell their future shows.
And this is what you get for being a team player. When you can't find someone to host the Oscars, you can always rely on who? Jimmy Kimmel. And this is what they do to the team player for what? Money.
Shows, and he's been a host of that and funny and taken, poked at advertisers and made the whole thing a show in a way that a lot of other networks can't do. So for them to sacrifice a team player like this also seems significant. But then Disney may go on to lose the creative community over this. I mean, I understand that they don't want to lose the Trump and they want FCC approval for whatever M&A they may have in their future. But this does feel like a moment.
I do, and if if we put our, I mean, I began, I've spent most of my career as writing about the media, and if I put that, or at least prior to writing about Donald Trump, and if I
please bear with me. I don't know why it is buffering so badly. Okay, I'm gonna end this one. The link is in my description box under follow the money. Now, we do know that Kirk had the attention of a lot of young people that they felt were successfully being bought over into the right. Now, and that is one of the reasons why he was so revered by the right. So, now what is the right planning to do with all of these young people that they have successfully bought over to the right way of thinking? Well, what they think is going to be a good idea, 45, 47, and drunk Seth plan to use Charlie Kirk as a military recruitment tool. They plan to use his name and to try to get all of these people who loved him so much and came over to his way of thinking to go and die in some of these useless strikes, these illegal military strikes. I told you yesterday that they are planning to go back to Afghanistan to take over. I forget the a military base, the last military base that they left out of. So, isn't it good to have some good fresh meat? Isn't it good to recruit off of Charlie Kirk, who never went to the military, to get these dobos to go to the military? Isn't it good to have Charlie Kirk, who never served in the military, to go sign up to the military and be ground beef for somebody else who never went to the military, only had disparaging things to say about people who were in the military, because he had bone spurs and couldn't and would refuse to serve his country? Isn't that interesting? These are goals. If you have not heard this before, these are my goals to tell you something you may not know.
Military around someone who they're going to model recruitment efforts for the military around someone who refused to serve in the military. Get a load of this load of shit. Here's a tweet from NBC News. New Pentagon leaders are considering a new recruiting campaign that would encourage young people to honor the legacy of Charlie Kirk by joining the military.
Honor the legacy of someone who has never been in the military by joining the military.
According to two officials familiar with the planning. You know, there's millions of people all across the country who actually served in the United States military, who actually volunteered to don the uniform of their country. In my case, it was the uniform of a United States Marine. And all these millions of people, they could be used to build a recruitment marketing campaign around. Instead, you go to Charlie Kirk, who had the opportunity to serve. He could have volunteered to be the patriot everyone claims he is on the right. And he did not. He was either too afraid, which is the likely answer, too much of a coward, or just not interested in serving his country in the United States Marine Corps or Army or Navy or Air Force. He could have even gone to the Coast Guard, but he did not. So what better way to enshrine his legacy as the coward, non-serving patriot that he was by organizing a recruiting campaign for the military around the non-military member. This is the headline from NBC News. Military leaders consider recruiting campaigns centered on Charlie Kirk. Possible slogans discussed include, Charlie has awakened a generation of warriors. There is talk of using Turning Point USA chapters as recruitment centers. This is scary. That the Department of War, the Department of Defense head, Pete Hegseth, the white Christian nationalist, who is an absolute ass-kiss lapdog for Donald Trump, is now going to reshape our military, filling it to the brim. It's already an overly conservative entity, but he wants to fill it to the brim with young, radicalized men who followed and admired Charlie Kirk, the racist Christian nationalist bigot who never served. Pentagon leaders are now considering a new recruiting campaign that would encourage young people to honor the legacy of assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk by joining the military, according to two officials familiar with the planning. The idea would be to frame the recruiting campaign as a national call to service, the officials said. Possible slogans that the Pentagon leaders have discussed include, Charlie has awakened a generation of warriors, according to the officials. Anthony Tata, who serves as Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness, is leading the effort, the officials said. As part of the potential new campaign, Pentagon leaders are considering using chapters of Kirk's political organization, Turning Point USA, at schools across the U.S. as military recruitment centers, the officials said. That could include inviting recruiters to be present at events or advertising for the military at the chapters, one of them explained.
Well, since they're not going to be teaching you nothing in these schools, and since they are trying to make colleges even not receive federal funding if their curriculum is not approved by this regime, I guess they may as well set up on colleges where they are teaching the Americans students absolutely nothing about the real world, the real history of this world. They may as well put them in the meat grinder, which is the military, since they are insist on making all of these fucking strikes on other nations as the United States dwindle in support even from NATO nations after what they have allowed to go on with Russia shooting drones into three right now of our G7 our G7 neighbors, and 45, 47 is not with the rest of the G7 enacting I think it's Article 4 on Russia. I guess so. You may as well put these young people in the meat grinder. I wonder, do they know that this is the big idea he has for them? Charlie Kirk met you on these college campuses. Well, we know that Charlie Kirk didn't finish college, so we'll figure out a way why and how you won't finish either. You know, the right wing poo-poo colleges. He likes his uneducated voters. So we got the net. We got them swimming in our net. Now let's tighten the rope.
That would mean the military is going to be used as a fundraising mechanism, as a funding mechanism for Turning Point USA. If they're paying Turning Point USA with advertising dollars. Seems like a weird mingling of executive branch and Department of Defense dollars in a racist, white supremacist organization like Turning Point USA. Does it not? President Donald Trump has credited Kirk and Turning Point USA with helping him win the 2024 election. The officials did not know what the timing would be for rolling out a possible new recruitment campaign, and it's not clear if it will ultimately happen. The idea is facing resistance from some Pentagon leaders who have privately warned those working on the effort that such a campaign could be perceived as the military trying to capitalize on Kirk's death, the two officials said. Kirk, here we are, how many paragraphs into this article? Kirk did not serve in the armed forces. Do you think? It gets worse, if you can believe it. Trump officials have sought to pay public homage to Kirk. The day after the assassination, Vice President J.D. Vance, who was close to Kirk, flew from Washington, D.C. to Utah to escort Kirk's wife and his remains back to Arizona. The Kirk's casket was carried to Air Force Two by members of the military. And Trump, Vance, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and several other members of the cabinet are scheduled to speak at a memorial service for Kirk in Arizona on Sunday. Look, I don't have much of a problem with Charlie Kirk being transported via Air Force Two. It doesn't rub me the wrong way, I guess. But it does bother me that he's getting a full military honors, and members of the United States military are forced to. They didn't volunteer. They're not asked if they want to carry the casket of a white supremacist, of a
Lord, I've been on mute all this time. What I said was not only that, we had military who had to bow their head and pray for Charlie Kirk. It was about 8 to 10 black people in that audience that Hegseth felt that it was the only place that he could go after he found out what happened. And let's bow our head and pray for Kirk. About 8 to 10 black people there. I don't know if they were aware or unaware of all of the hateful things that he had said about black people, but I know they are aware that black generals had lost their ranking under Hegseth. But we're we're sitting up here praying for Charlie Kirk. There could have been some agnostics and atheists in that audience who had to bow their heads and pray for Kirk. There could have been people from different religions who had to bow their head and listen to Pete Hegseth spin a prayer about Charlie Kirk, a Christian prayer about Charlie Kirk. These people are in the service who are standing in front of the defense secretary, standing at attention, are commanded to bow their heads and pray for Kirk. That's what I said. Now, how is this? I'm sorry. Yeah, I stopped it. I'm sorry. I thought my volume was on and it was off. This link is in my description box. How are we being perceived by youth in other nations? So let me play this. Are people giddy and ready to come to the United States? Let's see. MAGA gets the wake up call it desperately needed to hear. So let me share this with you.
Are just too high with everything going on, and I'd stay out of it personally.
Can't let something like recent events put you off. It's just scaremongering, isn't it? No, gun violence, not with it. Say the wrong thing, you get shot.
The tensions are just too high with everything going on, and I'd stay out of it personally.
Can't let something like recent events put you off. It's just scaremongering, isn't it? We should just crack on. I'd feel safer in Canada, I suppose, yeah.
If Saudi Arabia and Russia can host it, I don't see why America can't.
Politics Joe asked folks in the United Kingdom if they would go to the United States for the World Cup.
No chance. Why? I just think the climate is just really quite toxic at the moment.
No, because I am transgender. Maybe. Given what happened yesterday, or what was it, 2 days ago? Yeah, maybe not.
What's going on with women's rights in particular, ICE, how that's looking, I don't think I would.
And here were the no responses.
No.
Why? I don't know. It's too. I feel like the rule. I'd probably get. I don't know. I'd be kicked out. Yeah. I wouldn't go with the rules. I wouldn't last a minute over there. I don't think.
They don't have any problems with me. I hope not. I'd go 100%.
I don't think it's a very safe place to be right now. There's a lot going on politically, and I feel like as a woman, I wouldn't feel that safe.
Nah, no way. I'll stay away from America for now. Absolutely, no way.
Yeah, the gun law is just ridiculous. That's absolutely stupid how there's guns are just allowed to be normalised. I just don't get how you can buy a gun in a shop. No, I would never. No, I think it's crazy.
Nah, I don't like the culture. Whether it's tipping, guns, the thoughts on abortion, nah.
Canada for sure. Yeah, it's just got a better reputation for being a pretty chilling place, hasn't it? Yeah. And Mexico, yeah, sweet. Yeah. Looks cool. Never been, would love to go.
Yeah, but the US is
just dead to me.
All of this makes perfect sense, to be quite frank.
Stick away, you. Put that stick away, you.
Masked federal agents at traffic checkpoints. Mopeds and scooters piled high onto flatbeds. In DC, what began as a local law enforcement crackdown on unregistered vehicles has turned into something else entirely.
Me acaba de parar el ICE. Entré a la gasolinera a echar combustible y terminando que ya iba saliendo, se estacionó la policía, el carro de la policía y más atrás un carro particular.
Since the president's federal takeover of the Capitol, DC police officers and federal agents now move together. And traffic enforcement has become a pipeline to immigration enforcement. Traffic stops that quickly turn into detentions, officers pulling workers off mopeds, and raids at known locations for immigrant laborers like Home Depot.
Now these were the South Koreans who were bought here to work at that Hyundai place in Georgia. This is what happens in that. Based upon one woman who is running for office in Georgia. There's a lot of illegals working over at the Hyundai plant doing jobs that Americans have not been taught and trained to do by our colleges and our schools and our universities. So we have to get people to come over from South America. We're 45, 47. Shut down the Department of Education and let's call ICE on people who are coming over here to set up jobs for people in America who can't even set up their own jobs. But this is the problem. But nobody sees the problem that our own citizens can't set up their own jobs because they're too dumb. Which is why 45, 47 was reelected after being found guilty on all of the crimes that he has been found guilty on. I would like dumb people too, if dumb people put me in office after I did all that dumb shit.
So this happened yesterday, not too far from Savannah. In all, 475 people were detained in what is being described as the largest operation in the history of Homeland Security investigations.
Authorities in Washington state have been fighting the state's largest wildfire nonstop for almost 2 months. It's called the Bear Gulch Fire. It's burned 9,000 acres since early July. Officials say it's only 13% contained. It is so big, they've had to rely on contract firefighters. But a group of those firefighters who were battling the blaze had to take a 3-hour timeout from their work on Wednesday. You see, their camp was raided by Border Patrol officials, and they were lined up and told to show their IDs.
Nice.
We got hit, guys.
That's all right. Tribal member. Yeah, we got pulled over by ICE. Crazy, dude. We got members from the tribe of Umatilla, Cayuse, and Walla Walla. This is crazy, man. Look at that. Post it up. We have a different crew over here. And I guess La Migra.
The degree to which this administration is going after everyone is very alarming. First things first, Politics Joe, love your stuff. You guys put out awesome content. Seriously. The one that they did, if you haven't seen it, by the way, where they ask people in the UK, hey, how much do you think it is to have a baby in the United States? How much do you think it is to call an ambulance in the United States? How much do you think it is to get an inhaler in the United States? And they're listing all of these things that are supplied by their government. And they are losing their minds at what we have to pay because of how the system is set up and because of how privatizing insurance has led to so many people in this country just choosing to not get an EpiPen because they can't afford it, leading to so many other problems within this country. Like choosing between having to go to the hospital in an ambulance or an Uber. That's something that we do in this country. Choosing between medication or food is something that we do in this country. Choosing between trying to get yourself healthy or keeping a roof over your head, that is something that we do in this country. So they were blown away at the way that we are forced to live because of private insurance companies. Something that should be a right, because all these medicines were developed not for people to make money. It is for us to live healthy, long-lasting lives.
All right. We're the greatest country in the world. We are the greatest country in the world. Don't y'all know that? We are the greatest country in the world. Now, I think there is one more thing I want to show. Let me get to my notes. All of these are in the description box. The one I just played is supporters are clowning the clown. Come to find out that there is a 45-47 supporter who is clowning him. Who support him monetarily. Okay, let me share this with you if you guys hadn't heard about this. I guess it's not. I guess it doesn't matter that they supported him and got him in office and got everything that they need, and still is clowning him. But it matters to the people who have to live under dire circumstances that their support. That them financially supporting him, it matters to the people who are going to be affected, not the people who are supporting him to get what they want. What about the other people? And you're clowning him, a whole clowning him when you supported him to get what you want and didn't give a fuck what it did to other people. But let me play this for you. Let me turn up the volume.
Donald Trump and mocking him behind his.
Hold on. Let me turn up the volume and then we'll start this.
Right now, a Trump mega donor was just caught sending an email to her staff making fun of Donald Trump and mocking him behind his back, in a sign that Republican donors are actually mocking the president that they try to elect. So this latest email is from Liz Uline, the founder of Uline with her husband. And I might be butchering that last name, but essentially she sent an all-staff email that contained a cartoon talking about Donald Trump's relationship with China. The cartoon depicted Donald Trump talking to the Chinese president Xi Jinping, with Donald Trump saying, quote, "I hold the cards," and then Xi Jinping responding, "The cards are made in China." This is pretty significant news because it's essentially showing that behind the scenes, these Republican donors, they're not really big fans of Trump at all. And yet they still donated hundreds of millions of dollars to try to elect the man into office. Spread the word so more people know. Do a full breakdown on my Substack, as always, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along for all the news you need to know about. Much more to come very soon. We have some major news right now. A Trump mega donor was just caught sending an email to her staff making fun of Donald Trump and mocking him behind his back, in a sign that
Okay, so if you're not subscribed to Aaron Pinaris, not Pinar, I think it's Pinaris, go over there and check his channel out. He does great content. The link is in our description box. I paid £10 a month for unlimited medication. Oof. We have serious problems here too right now, but the perception is America is a no-go. I don't know anybody who has been on vacation or planning to go to the USA. Yeah, I was just showing an example of people who was questioned about going to the World Cup, and I would be remiss if ICE didn't make the announcement saying that they would be set up at the World Cup. They would be set up waiting at the World Cup. Now, Did you know that 4547 has said that jobs, there should not be any quarterly jobs report anymore? Do you understand that he is trying to hide a lot of this information, even though he has put his sycophants into these positions, that he has fired people for giving the actual poor reports on jobs, and the next jobs report was even worse. Now the jobs reports are monthly, not quarterly. The quarterly reports, he wants to shut companies from showing their earnings in quarterly reports. So now, speaking of that, I would like to share with you the latest cover up. He's fired people from these different agencies. Now, the inflation report is being covered up. Let me share this information with you.
Bureau of Labor Statistics just postponed the release of one of its most important annual inflation data reports without any explanation. This is the report on consumer expenditures, the only federal survey that tracks the full range of what Americans spend, earn, and save. Plus, it is also the data used to determine how different goods and services are weighted in the Consumer Price Index, the key measure of inflation. This is new reporting straight from Axios. The delay comes during a very scary time. Trump recently fired the BLS commissioner after revisions showed a slowing job market, raising fears that the White House is pressuring independent agencies to manipulate data. The new Trump nominee to lead BLS has already been blasted as a MAGA partisan and highly unqualified. Former officials warn that this could undermine trust in America's economic statistics, numbers that directly drive stock markets, interest rates, and economic policy. For now, BLS is not saying why the report was delayed or when it will come out. But the lack of transparency has economists alarmed about the future of reliable economic data. Remember during COVID when Trump encouraged agencies to slow the testing down and said if we stopped testing, we wouldn't have cases? Well, that appears to be exactly what he's doing now with our most important economic data. Follow along for more and listen to the Midas Touch podcast. Well, here we go. The Bureau of Labor Statistics just postponed the release of one of its most important annual inflation data reports without any explanation.
If you didn't know, now you know. I had just said earlier that 4547 tells you that no prices have gone up, groceries are down, gas is down, when all of everybody living in the United States knows this to be untrue. He fired the what is her the woman who gave out the jobs numbers. He fired the person who was over the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and put in someone from, I believe this person is, he put in one person from Project 2025. In the other position, he put in someone who actually works for him. Oh, that's who he was trying to cover Lisa Cook's spot, but Lisa Cook is still in her spot. Scratch that. So this one who's over the labor and statistics, that is the Project 2025 person who said that maybe we shouldn't do so much reporting. And then what happens? They have postponed the reporting of what we all already know. And he will continue to come out here and tell you that prices have not gone up. So if you didn't know that, now you know. The last thing that I want to share with you is Elon Elon Musk is borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. We all know what that is. You know, you're taking money from one bill to pay the other bill, and taking money from the next bill to pay another bill. That's what Elon Musk is in the midst of doing right now. In the billionaires race to create the best AI application. This is who this is who we are losing Medicaid behind. These numbnuts. Okay. 1 trillion bankruptcy for Musk and Trump. Let's see what this is about.
Superintelligence. It may happen this year.
Now, we know that Musk is notorious for lying about when all of this shit that he's creating is going to have full, you'll be able to buy it. He lets you pre-buy shit that never comes out. We know that Musk is a liar about anything that he creates. Let's get that out of the way first and foremost. So don't ignore anything he's saying.
And if it doesn't happen this year, next year for sure. I think we're quite close to digital superintelligence. It may happen this year, and if it doesn't happen this year, next year for sure. A digital superintelligence defined as smarter than any human at anything.
So Elon Musk companies are falling apart today. That's the subject of today's video, as we're going to talk about Musk and the bubble. This is one of Musk's key employees decided to leave Tesla. What the heck? And in fact, it's more than one company. Check this out. This is also reported in the Wall Street Journal. Executives at XAI clashed with Musk advisors before departing. So you're talking about two different Musk companies. One, Tesla, people are leaving, and two, XAI, where people are leaving. Why are they leaving Elon? Well, let's see what he has to say lately about the tech.
Something that's going to be very important in the future is combining deep AI in the data center or supercluster with robotics. So that things like the Optimus humanoid robot, and yeah, Optimus is awesome. There's going to be so many humanoid robots and robots of all sizes and shapes. But my prediction is that there will be more humanoid robots by far than all other robots. I think we're quite close to digital superintelligence. It may happen this year, and if it doesn't happen this year, next year for sure.
We are going to have to learn where our power lies. That link is in my description box under borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. If you have someone out here telling you that there is going to be an AI bubble, and telling you at the same time that you should have your children going into coding, understand who you're talking to. If you don't have somebody out here telling you you need to learn how to farm your own food, all types of different foods, you may want to listen to somebody who's telling you how to survive in this economy and how to thrive in this economy, because these billionaires are not looking to hire you. They're looking to eliminate you. They don't want anything to do with you. If you listen to what they are saying that they want to do with the everyday American people, you're not considered anybody, you're not being considered by them. They don't consider you. So you better consider yourselves. You better get into trades that in for an electrician, not go a little bit and think that you're gonna be a shade tree electrician. No, you better get into a certified electrician, and then maybe these billionaires will hire you to work on all these electronics and this electricity that they use in their data centers. They ain't checking for you for nothing that a white man can do. And the sooner we understand this, the better off we'll be. Like many of us put together and said we're not going to Target, there were still some coons out there talking about, I don't care, I'm going to Target. I don't care, I'm going to Target. But we held fast. And it is, I think it is estimated that Target will be filing for bankruptcy by the end of the year. Know where your power stands. And it doesn't stand in another black person trying to put you down. It is time for us to come together and to acknowledge what we need to survive. I hope all of you guys are stocking up on water. I hope all of you guys are stocking up on personal protection. I hope all of you guys are stocking up to make sure that you are going to be able to have peace in these unpeaceful days that are coming. I hope all of you guys realize that they are really trying to they're really trying to tighten the ropes around the net that they have everybody caught up in and taking away our rights in the United States of America. A lot of us see it and think that, well, they're here to protect you. They don't give a shit about protecting you. Ain't nobody put no guards on the street to protect you. Don't nobody give a shit about the how many murders have they solved? Since all of these guards and stuff are on the street, have they solved any more murders than they had before? No, they just arrested more people. And that you're counting numbers, but you don't even know what these people were arrested for. How many times have people been arrested and had to be released? How many times people are arrested and the charges have to be dropped? How many times people go to jail on trumped up charges? How many times people go to jail on things that they haven't done? And we're talking about just because we see arrest, that's a good thing. That's not a good thing. Is it going to be a good thing when you get caught up and arrested? Oh, but we're going to have to understand something different when it's you, because you ain't did nothing. But you can't understand that a lot of the people that are being caught up and arrested right now, American citizens, haven't done anything. So that's all I have to say. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Z Sarah, I am glad to see you back on the block. And I hope you guys have a great remainder of your night. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Make sure if the billionaires have enough sense to stock up and get bunkers, why aren't you? Why